video, we're going to set up this really easy recommender system. And this recommender system, what it's going to do is going to take the post details tags, and then we're going to search the MongoDB database for posts with similar tags, and then we're going to send those to the front end and then display them. So this is going to be a really easy recommender system to set up, and obviously this is a beginner project, so that's why we're doing a simple one, but you can always extend this in the future if you choose to. So let's get started. Now is we're going to bring in the recommended posts. So if we go to the post details page, so this is the post details page, so we're going to do it from here, and what we're going to do, we're going to target the search page that we had before, so it will be posts, I think, search here. So we're going to target this page. Right, so let's get started then. So on this page, we're going to have a use effect. Let's put it near the other use effect. And what we're going to do in the use effect is we're going to dispatch a get post by search, and it's going to be very similar to the previous search that we did. So let's do a use effect first anyway. If post, so if we've got a post, then we want to dispatch we want to dispatch a get post by search, right? So get post by search. And what this is going to take in, it's going to take in the post actually, but let's convert that into tags. So post tags, and then we want to join the tags. So join, and we need to join it by the comma. So that should work. And then let's put post here. Okay. Right, and then let's go into the post actions, and then we need to copy this page here, I think, this bit here. So it's going to be nearly exactly the same as this. So let's just copy that down. And then this is going to be get post by search, so it's going to be this one. Then this is just going to be tags, we're just going to take in tags. And then this is going to be tags, and then this can be an empty object, and then that's it. It should work. Should be getting back now the right thing. So let's try this and see what we get. Let's go to localhost 3000. Localhost 3000. Right, let's go in here. Okay, dispatch is not defined. So here the dispatch is not defined. So we need to do use dispatch. So it's use dispatch, sorry. Use dispatch, there it is. Let's dispatch, and then I might need to bring this in as well. Yep, we need to bring it in. Right, now it should be okay. Get post by search is not defined. Yep, it's not. So let's go here and bring that in. Oops. So if we open up the Redux DevTools, then let's do the search, and then let's see what we get back. So we get the search post back, and we get the posts return. So get post by search, and what we need to do now is bring it in through the Redux state. So we've created this post action, get post by search, and what it's now doing is, because we've used the same type, we can use this search post reducer because it's the same. It's coming in through here. So what we need to do is we can reuse that component. So if we go in here and type in use selector, we should get that back. So use selector, and then we need to bring in, first of all, it's called search post that reducer, and then this is going to be called posts, but we need to change the name because we already got a post here, so we need to call it res posts instead, or you can call it whatever you want, but I think that's a okay name. And then we need to bring this in as well, that one, and then right, once we've done that, we need to then create a recommended post. So let's first of all console log this and make sure that we're getting it in. So res posts, right, so post ID undefined, so yeah, we've got it here. So then what we need to do is exclude this current post, so the China one. So the way we can do that is we can do a filter, so that should be quite straightforward. So we need to call this const recommended posts, and then we need to do res posts to make sure it's there, and then and to make sure it's there, and then res posts again, and then it's going to be, now this has got a data variable here as well, so we need to make sure we account for that. So let's type in data, and then after the data we then will have the filter. Filter, and then we're going to call this res post, not post. So res post, and then it's going to be post underscore ID, and then we're going to okay, that looks quite good, and then this is going to be post underscore ID as well. And then this is going to be not equals, so we only want to filter what's not equals and then return everything else. And this should be res post as well, and then if we put a bracket here, that should be okay. Let's console log this, we should get 5 returned when you console log it. Recommended posts, let's have a look. So we can delete this one as well because we don't need this one anymore. So yeah, we've got 5 back instead of 6, so that's perfect, that filter has worked. So in here, we can now do a grid component. So grid item, this one's a grid container actually, grid container. Then within the grid container we need to do so what we need to do now is get a loading, and if there's a loading we need to bring in the circular progress. So if you don't have this already up the top, just bring it in. So circular progress, and then you need brackets, and then in here, oops, we need to do that. And then in here we need to do that, and then recommended posts, and then and to make sure it's there. And if there is a recommended post, then we need to do recommended the post.map. And then for each post, let's call it our post, we need to return a grid grid item is going to have some attributes. Let's just bring it down. Let's just make this a bit nicer to work with. And then it's going to have a grid item and then an SX. And then the SX is going to have a margin of 0.5 rem. 0.5 rem, and then it's going to have a cursor pointer. And then it's going to have a display flex. And then it's going to have a flex direction of column. Okay, and then on the outside of this we need to put an on click. Then this on click is going to have a empty function, and then it's going to open an on click open post, which we haven't yet created. Open post, and this open post is going to take a r post dot underscore id. Let's just quickly and then on the outskirts of this we're going to put a key. This key is going to have an attribute of rpost dot underscore id. Let's just create this open post function, so you can type in a cf function, cf, and then it should be open post. And we'll put this in a little bit, and then let's finish this off. So we've now got a grid. And this card is going to have some attributes, so sx, and then it's going to be a max width of 300, and then it's going to have a padding of 1 rem. Then it's going to have a few other things. So if we go in here, it's going to have typography. The variable is going to be h6, and then the gutter bottom is going to have gutter bottom, which is just some padding. And then in here we're going to have our post.title. Right, we're going to need 4 of these. So if you press Shift Alt and down 4 times, you should get 4 copies. Let's change this to subtitle. Subtitle 1. Change this to subtitle 2. And then change this to body 2. Right, okay, and then within this, we need to change this to name. Then this one to message, this one to likes, dot length. Okay, and then this one is going to have a color of primary. And then we need to put in a thumb up icon in here as well. So thumb up. If you don't have this, just bring it in as well. Not 100% sure if I brought it in. Yeah, I have. Then it's going to have some attributes as well. So it's going to have sx, margin left. So it's going to have margin left of 0.25 rem. Then margin right of the same. Then it's going to have a margin bottom, so MB of minus 0.25 rem, and then it's going to have a color of primary as well, so let's just bring this in here. Right, then that should now be working, and here we need to type in likes. Put in capitals. Right, let's have a look at this now. Okay, alright, okay, we don't have the image in here yet. So let's go down here and then type in card media. And this is going to have some attributes. So it's going to have a component of image. So img. And then the next one is going to be a height of 200. Then it's going to have an image of our post.image. Then it's going to have an alt of our post.title. Right, let's have a look at that. Right, that's perfect. What we want to do now is this Egypt page. What we want to do, if we click on this, we want it to go to that details page. So if we come in here, we can do that quite easily. If we just go like that, and then underscore ID, and then we want to console log. Sorry, not console log. router.push, and then we're going to push to do some backticks, and then it's going to be / posts, and then post, I think src.post, sorry, src.post, and then another slash, and then it's going to be underscore ID. That should be working now. Let's try that. So click on this Egypt one, it should go to the Egypt page. Yep, it has. So perfect, that's working now. Try a different one, Italy, that's worked as well. What we're going to do now is create this comment section, and this comment section is going to be in the post details page, and we're going to create a separate component to do that. So let's start doing that now. So that's here. So if we go into the posts and then type in comment.js, and then we type in nafce, we should be able to build a component. And then, okay, that component looks fine. Let's bring that in now here. Okay, so now we've got a comment section. Let's go in here and then import a grid. Import grid from material at MUI. That one. Okay, let's have a look. So yeah, we brought in a different comment section, so it looks totally different to what it was there before, and that's because of this H1 header. So let's now what we're going to do. We're going to create a grid component, grid container, and then what we're going to do, we're going to section it off into two sections. So there's going to be the results of the previous comments here, and then we're going to have a box here of how you can put a comment. Now this is going to be like a 12-page grid. I have been through this before, but grid, the way it works is the container, if you can imagine, it's got 12 parts, and then what we want to do, we're going to create one with, so the item part, we're going to create one with 4 and one with 8 basically. So then the first one is going to be an item of 4, so XS equals 4 parts. I have been through this before, but I'll go through it again because it's probably been a while. And then we need to do the same thing, but this time we need to create it for 8. But instead of 8, we're going to do 7.8 because we're going to give this one a little bit of margin, which you'll see if you make this one more than 4, then what's going to happen is that one's going to move on to the next line, and we don't want it to do that, so we'll put it as 7.8. So this is going to be the posted comments, and then this one's going to be the actual comment section. So we're going to put in the typography here. Typography. Okay. Right, perfect. Right, this typography is going to have some attributes as well. So the first one is going to be full width. And then the next one is going to be rows equals 4. And then the next one is going to be variant equals outlined. And then the next one's going to be label equals comment. And then the next one is going to be multi-line. Multi-line. And then the next one is going to be value equals comment. We haven't set up this state yet, so we need to do that to set up this comment state. And then the next one is going to be on change. So on change is going to be set comment. Then that's going to be e.target.value, e.target.target value. Okay, right, now we need to set up that state as well. So bring in new state. Make sure to bring it in within the body of the component. So this is comment and set comment. So as capital comment. Just bring in that state as well. Then let's put that as an empty string to begin with. Okay, right, that should be fine. Right, let's have a look at this. Cannot read properties of ID. Right, let's put a question mark here because that was working. I don't know why it's not stopped working. Let's put a question mark there just to stop that from erroring. Typography is not defined. That's correct, it's not defined. Let's bring that in. Yep. E.target.value, E is not defined. E.target.value. This should have a empty function here, and then it should have an E here. This should be a text field, not typography. I wonder why. Right. Text field, and then right now it should show. And then that should be that. What happened there? I don't know what happened. Anyway, text field. Right, now it should show. Text field is not defined, that's true. Perfect. Right, now we need to put the button in. So break is just BR, then that, and then the next part is the button. Button is going to have some properties. So the style SX is going to be 10 pixels. So MT equals 10. Just do it as 2 rem. And then full width. And then disabled. If there is not comment dot left. So if there's no comments we don't want them to, then press the button basically. Color equals primary. Then on click equals handle comment. We still need to set up that state. Comment. So if we type in CF, you should get a blank function, CF. Cool. I'm just going to move this down below this one. Oops, below this one. Move this back up. I just prefer to have it in that way, it doesn't really matter. Let's have a look at this. Button is not defined. Yes, it's not defined. Okay, that's looking good. Right, this button doesn't have anything, so let's put that in there. It's looking good. That looks a bit big as well. Let's make that 1 rem. Yeah, looks better. And then let's do the post comment section. So the post comment section is going to have some properties as well, attributes here. So these attributes on the, so it's going to be have a height 200 px, and then it's going to have an overflow y, of auto, and this should be in the SX section, sorry, SX equals, just copy and paste these into here, and then change that to that. Okay, and there should be a comma here, and then the next one, auto, and the next one should be MR margin right equals 0.5 rem. Shouldn't be equals. And then in here, what we need to do, we need to create a typography. And then it's going to have got a bottom. And then it's going to have a variant of H6. It's going to say comments here. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's looking good. So we're going to have the comments in a box here, and we're going to do that in a little while. But before we do that, let's get the comment first and send it to the back. So first of all, before we do that, let's handle the comment, and then let's console log that comment. We're going to do clog comment. Right, let's have a look at that then. Let's have a look at the console log. Yep, we've got that comment there. Perfect. The one that we just made here. So we can now send that to the back end. Send this comment to the back end then. So we're going to need Axios to do that. Let's bring that in first, because sometimes I forget to do that. And then I'll wonder what's going on. Axios, okay. And then let's go, and if you type in C data, you should get some boilerplate. Then what we want to do, this is going to be a post request, and it's going to be to API/posts and then /comments/comment, I think. And then in the API section, we now need to create that. So let's go posts, and then let's create a comment section, posts and then comment.js. And then we're going to actually have to send a comment actually here. So let's do that. Comment. And then let's send a config as well. So config. And then if you type in CC, you should get a config. Don't need that. Oops. Control Y. That's it. Right, this should work now. And in the comment section, we can just copy this one. I think this should be fine. And then for now, let's console log the method. If we record that method to hit this, yep, in a bit. Right, for the moment we don't need it though. Right, let's see. API resolved. Did we not hit that comment.js? Comment.js. Oh, we need to take this authenticated thing off. So, right, now it should work. Perfect, we've got the post. And then, what's next? Oh, let's go into the models, post model, and we need to create a comment section. So let's type in comments. And this is going to be an array of strings. So type, it's going to be that's an array of strings. Control S. Right, we need to restart the server whenever we do this as well. Make sure you do that. If you type in, if you change anything in the model, you need to restart the server. That should be fine as well. Okay, right. So now we're getting the comment in the back end. We need to actually send the user as well. So we need to bring in the user into this comment as well, and then send that as well to the back end. And we need to get the current post that we're making the comment on. So for example, the comment China. So we need to bring that in as well from the post ID section from here. So let's do that now. What we'll do now is bring in the users from the state. So we can do use selector for that. Then we're going to pass it to the comment section. So each comment can have a user attached to it. So let's then bring in it from the profile, the DB user. Then we can get rid of this, we won't need that. And then let's get it from past cookies as well, if we've got it in the local state. So import past cookies from cookies. Oops, that one. From cookies. Oops, cookies. And then from cookies, then we want const cookies equal to pass cookies. Okay. And then what we need to do is we need to create a user object. So this is obviously a little bit more complicated because we're using two different, we're using Next-Auth and the local cookies. In the next project I might try and just use like one method, maybe use passport or something. So we got, if there's a DB user, then we want to return that DB user. So that's what we're saying here. This is an if. So if there's a DB user, then we're going to return that DB user, and if not, then we're going to return a cookies user. Cookies. Let's put a question mark in case that's not there. Don't forget to put these question marks because it can error as well if the user is not there. And if there is a cookies user, then we're going to JSON pass that cookies user. Let's just put that question mark as well, just in case, even though we've already called diff on it anyway. And then if there's a session, then we want to return the session user. So whichever way we're going to get a user, basically. Pass this user into the comment section now. And we're also going to have to pass in the post ID. So let's do that. Post ID is equal to post dot underscore ID. Let's put the question mark as well, just for safety. And then we want the user equals user, basically. User is equal to user. Okay, when we pass these attributes in, and they should be available in the comment section. Okay, so once we're logged in, then that should come through. Save this. Reload. Session is not defined. It's fine. We need to put an actual session object as well down here. Like this is it. Just ensures that if there's a session it's brought in. Just do that. I think that will work. So import get session from next session, I think. Yeah, that's it. Next-Auth should work as well. Okay, perfect. Let's log in. Log in with Google. Perfect. Right. Right, it's all perfectly working. Let's get the user here actually. Where is that? Oh, the first one is going to be post ID. Going to need that, and then user. And then this one can be the user. And we need to make sure there is a user before we send this actually as well. So if user, then we can do that. So let's put that in the brackets as well. If user and comments, I think. I'm going to use the username and the comment to create a bigger comment, so that it's going to have the name and then the comment of the user. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a variable here called full comment, and then the full comment is going to take in the if we put a backticks, it's going to take in the user.name. So user.name, and then it's going to take put the 2 dots, and then it's going to be the comment. So again, the comment, and then it's gonna, then we're gonna send the comment to the backend, and then we're gonna send the post ID as well. Okay, that should be fine. Right, let's send this and make sure that it does get sent to the backend. So here it's console log the rec body, the comment section, okay, so we're getting the name and then the comment and then the post ID. So we can use this post ID now to search for the post and then put a comment into the post from the model. So the way we can do that is we can first of all get the post. So we can say const post is equal to await post dot find by ID, that one, and then we want to send in the rec.body underscore ID underscore ID, and then once we find that post, what we can do, we can push in the comments to that post. So post dot comments dot push, and then we're going to push in the comment, not the comment, sorry, we're going to rec.body.comment, no, rec.body.full comment, sorry. So it's Control Z, so that's going to be rec.body.full comment. Put these question marks just in case. We need to do const updated post, because even though we found the post and we pushed this, we need to still update the post. So we need to create another variable called updated post, and this updated post is going to be equal to await post dot find by ID and update. And this first of all is going to take in this, and then it's going to take in the post, and then it's going to take in new equals true. Perfect. First of all, let's just console log the updated post just to make sure that we get an updated post, just for test purposes. And then we can res.json that post. Okay, right, hopefully this should work. Okay, something's wrong. What is it saying? And the reason that it's not working, this should be post ID, I remember. Post ID, and then this should be post ID, and that should work. Right, that's fine. Right, let's now do this. Perfect. We're getting the post back, the updated post. And then that should now be in here. So if we refresh this, if we go to the China one, comment, yeah, we've got a new comment. Now what we need to do is bring this back in and update the UI. So we can update the UI straight away as well. So we can start that now. Post comments should now be in this post here, that we can actually console log the post. Console log post dot comments, and we want to return the first comment because you can't console log an array because it won't. Right, so let's hopefully that should show. Let's refresh, reload the page and have a look if we get a comment back. Okay, so that needs a question mark there because when the page is loading it's not there, so that's fine. Okay, so yeah, the comment has come back here. So what we need to do then is then path that comment or any of those group of comments to the comment section. I'm just going to split this out a little bit so I can see where the comment section is because I keep on losing it. Right, so we're going to call this posted comments. In the comment section that we created, there's going to be quite a few comments, so it might get a little bit confusing. So I'm going to name them quite clearly. So post comments, yeah. And this posted comments means it's already been posted, so hopefully that makes sense. So we need to go in here and we need to create a new state called set comments. There is obviously the comment, this is the one that we sent, but we need to create a state for the comments that we get back. So so it's going to be use state, and this time it's going to be comments, not comment. And we want to set this comment to, this is going to be an array, but we're going to do a use effect and set it to the comments that we're getting from the posted comments. So posted comments, and then we're going to then set this and this use effect is going to then set comments, and then it's going to set comments to the posted comments. Posted comments, and this is going to update when there's posted comments as well. Posted comments. Okay, what we also can do is get back here, once we dispatch this, get back this straight away. So we're going to set this up in post actions, and we're going to do it a little bit differently to how we've been setting up the state previously, because this state doesn't need to go through Redux. It's just gonna, we're just gonna do an action creator, action creator. This action creator is going to be called comment post, and then it's going to take in a comment, and it's going to take in a post ID, and then it's going to create a create comment request. We need to set up this create comment request, and then down here we can copy this this is going to be success. I don't think we actually need to do this bit, but let's just set this up first, the way we've been doing. Then create comment fail. Okay, right, now what we're going to do, we're going to bring that here, right, this one. We just need to take this, that's it, we just need that bit. The rest of it we can bring in here. Post actions, dispatch that here. This one is going to be a bit different, we don't need to actually do this bit. Here we're going to do is we're going to do return data.comments, and what that's going to do is going to return the comment straight away, so you don't have to make a call to the backend to get it back. So here what we can do is const new comment is equal to await dispatch. So we're awaiting this, so that's the key here. And then comment post, so we need to bring this in, comment post, so we've brought that in now. And then in this comment post we need to pass in the full comment, and then the second object that we need to pass in is the user, no sorry, the post ID. Okay, and then once we do that we can set the comment to 0 because, or an empty string because we've already used it, and then we can set the comments to the new comment, and then the comments will have the new comment in it, so we can map over the comments and then display the comment section. And just have a little fragment here because we're going to have a little div and a ref at the bottom as well, so that it scrolls to the right part. But anyway, let's do comments and if there is comments then we need to display those comments. Comments.map, set the comment and the index, and then we're going to return another fragment. Just expand this out a little bit to make it easier to work with. And then we'll have a little typography here for each comment. So the key is going to be the index, and it's going to be gutter bottom. Just give it a little bit of padding down the bottom. The variant is going to be subtitle 1. Then it's going to be we're going to then put it in strong tags, and the thing that we're going to put in strong tags is the comment. Then what we're going to do is we're going to split the comment to get the name part, and that's going to be the strong bit. We're going to split it by the double dots, and then we're going to return the first one, so 0, so because 0 indexed, and then after that what we're going to have is the comment, and then we're going to split it by again dot split, we're going to split it again by the same thing, the double dots, and then we're going to this time return the first one of the array. Okay. And then, actually, let's leave that for now. And then we're going to do the scrolling bit. Okay, use effect is not defined. Okay, that's perfect. Let's go in here and define the use effect. Use effect is not defined. It's not a function. It's not a function. Not be separated. Okay, that should be correct now. Yep, let's have a look. Perfect. Right, now what we need to do is, if we write another comment, it will come, but it will. So let's write another comment. You will. Let's do ancient world. I don't know why I'm doing that. If I can spell it. Dispatch is not defined. Okay. Dispatch. Okay, so we need to bring in. So use dispatch. Bring that in as well. World's factory, let's do that. World's factory. Not a very nice reason to visit it, but still. China. Create comment. Oh yeah, we haven't actually defined these yet. Go to the types. And then so it's create comment request success fail. Good. We need to bring those in here. Right, that should work. So let's change this to full comment, and then put CC in here. You should get a little bit of boilerplate, and then we just need to get rid of that as well. Yeah, now that should work. Comment. Take the caps lock off. Right, hopefully, yep, we've got it here. It came straight away. Perfect. So this is what we want. But as we get in more and more, it's going to actually disappear. And what we need it to do, so China builds. What we want it to do is actually scroll to that bit. So that's what we're going to do next. Also, when it so now can you see we have to scroll to get to there. So instead of scrolling, we want it to go straight there. So we're going to do that next, basically. Okay, so in order to scroll into view, we actually don't need this anymore, so we can get rid of that here. In order to scroll into view, we need to put div just here. And then we need to create a ref, and then this ref is going to be a comments ref. This is going to be a self-closing tag. Const ref, comments ref, sorry. is equal to useRef. So we're using this useRef hook. UseRef. So what the useRef hook is, it creates a reference point. So that's probably the only other kind of hook that I really use a lot, apart from the use effect and the use state. They're the only really hooks that I use quite a lot. Let's define the useRef. Bring that in from React. Okay, right, let's do this now. Now is here we didn't put in a typography saying write a comment, so we're going to quickly do that. And then when we write the comment, we want it to scroll all the way to the bottom bit, and we need to do one final thing to do that quickly. So for this, let's just copy this and just put it in the correct position, which will be here, I think. And then this can be write a comment. And then in order for it to scroll, make sure you put it in the handle comment bit, otherwise it doesn't work properly. It does work, but it just doesn't work that well. You know, write comments ref, and then it's going to be current, and then it's going to be scroll to view, and then this scroll to view is going to take in two attributes, and one of them is going to be behavior, and then this is going to be smooth. This allows for a smooth transition, and then you need to put in this. This is more vital. You need to write in block end, and if you don't do this, then the whole page scrolls basically, and you have some weird behavior, so you need to put that in as well. So let's try this now. Write a comment. Okay, that's been pushed down, so let's just fix that. And I think that's because that's in the wrong place. Should be there. That should fix that. Right, let's type in another new comment, and then it's going to scroll all the way to that another new comment. Perfect. We will consider subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment or leaving a like, and help the channel to grow. And then this will help me to make more videos, and so you can help me to help you make beautiful projects.